Okay, guys, we are back on Saturday for Pomona NHRA. We didn't think they were going to get in a run, but guess what? They did, and we got it right here, and we're going to go over it real fast. And if you don't want to know the results, keep on scrolling. Okay, so they got one run. They were supposed to get two, but it rained pretty much all day, and then finally it cleared up. They got them in the lanes. I forgot they were having the Mission Food 2 Fast, 2 Tasty Challenge, which is the previous race semifinalists run each other during qualifying. So they only got one run. Normally they would get two and they would finish it out. But since they didn't, only got one run, the semis ran each other. It was in Pro Stock. It was Dallas Glenn versus Christian Quadra and Erica Enders versus Greg Anderson.
They're going to split that championship prize money since we will not run the last qualifying session where we would normally pair him up for it all. And right now, Christian Quadra, he's not qualified. If Christian Quadra can run down there quick enough to qualify for the field, he'll be happy, whether or not he beats Dallas Glenn to the finish line. The bump spot is 6.625. Neither does Sienna Wildgut. And Christian Quadra goes nowhere. Sienna, you'll race tomorrow. 6.536. 209.75. Dallas Glenn goes to the top. Erica and Greg for a little bonus cash from Mission Foods, the 2 Fast, 2 Tasty Challenge. And oh yeah, looking for that number one qualifying spot if they can find it. 6.536. The number thrown down by Dallas. No problem for Greg getting off the starting line. No problem for Erica. 6:54, 210 miles an hour. Erica wins it by 5 thousandths of a second. Greg Anderson, an 0:16 reaction time, got a little, and he ran 6:57 at 2:09. Dallas will get the number one qualifying spot.
Okay, so you see Dallas Glenn got number one qualifier with a 6:53 over Erica's last night run. So he ended up, he's going to have to run Sienna Wildgus, who's the girl I was talking about yesterday, that's 17. She qualified for her first Pro Stock race. Aaron Stanfield against David Quadra. Jed Coughlin against Mason McGahey. Matt Harford against Eric Latino. Erica Enders against Fernando Quadra Jr., Chris McGahey against Brandon Foster, Camry Caruso against Kenny Delco, and Greg Anderson against Troy Coughlin Jr. in the morning. Okay, so funny card, the Mission Food 2 Fast, 2 Tasty Challenge was Bob Tasca against J.R. Todd and Chad Green versus Austin Prock.
Tasca puffed the tires. JR shuts off. The 4:207 is going to get JR the, win, I guess, if you would call it that, for the 2 Fast, 2 Tasty. Qualifying plus 2 Fast, 2 Tasty. They both puffed the tires. Austin kind of got back on the throttle to at least make sure he saw the wind light. Watch this. Ready? There's one. Just watch the butterflies. He pedaled it there, so that's 2. Closed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times he pedaled that thing.
Now that Austin, he tickled me doing that 13 times. Was that not crazy? Okay, so for number one for Funny Car, here we go.
Alexis can only sit and watch while Paul Lee tries to fight his way in. Either he'll be here tomorrow for round 1 or Alexis will. Paul Lee runs 3:99 at 3:21. He will race tomorrow. Ron Capps goes 3:89 at 326 miles an hour, and he goes to the top. Ron Capps takes the Napa Auto Care card at number 1. Paul Lee is 3rd. That is a big-time, big-pressure run for the guys down there in the McLeod shirts. They will race tomorrow. They're really still fighting with the injector over there on Dave Richards' car. They haven't, I don't believe, got the thing go back and forward yet. and they are shutting it off. Dave Richards is going to shut off the Versatran machine. He's in the field, so he'll be here to race tomorrow. Matt Hagan has just been told, you got to solo. And he knows the car out in front of him, three-time champion Ron Capps, is over there on the return road waiting to see if Hagan takes his number 1 spot. Matt Hagan goes 3.8, 9, 3, 330 miles an hour, and by speed, the Johnson Horsepower Garage Dodge goes to the top. Identical elapsed time with Ron Capps. Capps was 326. Hagan was 330 miles an hour. That's the tiebreaker. Put Matt number 1.
So that speed got Matt Hagan that number 1. He will race Buddy Hoyle. Daniel Wilkerson will race Jeff Deal. Cruz Petragon against J.R. Todd. Paul Lee against Bob Tasca. Ron Capps against Austin Prock. That should be a good one. Terry Haddock against Chad Green. Bob Bodie against Dave Richards. John Force against Jim Campbell. And unfortunately, Alexis DeJoria, she didn't make the field. Top Fuel. Mission Food Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge is going to be Antron Brown against Sean Langdon and Billy Torrance against his son, Steve-O Torrance.
Whoa, both of them pull the tires loose. How about that? Sean Langdon's going to get down there at 403, 226 miles an hour. I don't think there's any doubt that they were both going for it. Both of them kind of pulled the tire loose out there. Antron first, 5508 at 128 miles an hour. And again, both of them very aggressive early, and both of them just starting to haze the Goodyears out there about 300 feet. 409 for Steve, 424 for Billy.
Okay, so Sean Langdon and Steve Torrance split the pot for the Mission Food Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge, and number 1 in Top Fuel. Here we go. Plus Brother Report, Clay Millican.
371, check out the speed, 335.73 miles an hour, and Brittany Force goes to the top there. Clay Millican goes 410 at 212 miles an hour. His car was mixing up cylinders, got in trouble out in the middle of the racetrack, and they clicked it off. Look, far into the racetrack. Watch the left side of the screen, the Parts Plus machine. Right there's a cylinder out. See the raw fuel coming out of the pipe. Then it had a head gasket come out, and they clicked it off. But Brittany, no such troubles. 371, 335 miles an hour.
So, you see, Brittany Force got number 1 with 371, and dang it, Clay and them mixing up cylinders like Reinhardt said. They're definitely chasing their tune-up, but I have no doubt Jimmo and Nikki Bonifani, they will figure it out, and they'll get them back going. So, there was only 15 cars. Brittany Force gets a bye first run. Antron Brown will go against Clay Millican. Steve Torrance against Tony Stewart. That ought to be good. Justin Ashley against Sean Reed. Tony Schumacher against Terry Totten. Sean Langdon against Krista Baldwin. Billy Torrance against, I always have to say Billy, sorry. Billy Torrance against Josh Hart. And Doug Coletta against Jasmine Salinas, who qualified for her first Top Fuel race. Ought to be good. Okay, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment on what y'all thought on qualifying, and stay tuned because I'll be back for all of Sunday night's results.